This is my match preview for the Newcastle Arsenal game tomorrow, Sunday at 4:30. This comes after the Liverpool defeat at Crystal Palace today. I mean, love it. Love it. We'll talk a little bit on that. You know what I mean? Let's just say it how it is. Crystal Palace were all over them. It could have been like 4 or 5-0 first half. Alisson was on fire. And look, you're not going to get away with this style of just kind of, last minute goal kind of thing. You're not going to keep getting away with it. And their luck has ran out now. And it was actually Crystal Palace that got the last minute goal. Even though they had the majority of the game. So that's brilliant for us. Man City winning, obviously, they're still in the hunt. Big result for them. But this means we have to go and do our job. Not like last season where it was, Liverpool lose. We got a chance to catch them. And we don't. No, we have to. We have to hunt these guys down. And it goes without saying, really, if we want to take ourselves seriously, if we want to let them know we're in the title race with you, don't worry. We have to pick up these points, these loose ones. And I know it's against Newcastle, but this is what champions do. You get the job done. And I feel like tomorrow we need to get the job done. Especially after them losing, because they can sit back and go, well, yeah, we still got 3 points on you. What are you going to do? And then we go and do the typical Arsenal thing. It's a must win. Even before kickoff today, to stay on Liverpool's heels, it was always a must win. But now it's like, no, there's nothing but a win tomorrow. So we'll get to that. We'll get to that tomorrow. We will be doing a live watch along on YouTube if you want to come and join. That'd be cool. Yeah, I've got 2 lineups for tomorrow, and they're kind of similar, but operate in two different ways. One of them is our standard sort of solid. You know, I didn't go for the 3 in midfield, but it's a solid sort of midfield. But I've also got another squad that's a little bit more, let's play against their big midfield. Let's play against it and kind of, okay, we'll play short guys and playmakers and forward-thinking players. We'll play a bit more of that. So my first team is David Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, and Skelly, right? And the reason why I say Skelly is he's going to be against Elanga. And Calafiori, I don't mind whoever really, but I just kind of feel that matchup, you're going to need at least a little bit of pace. And I'm not saying Skelly is rapid, and I'm not saying Calafiori is really slow, but Elanga's pace is unmatched. And we need someone that can get back quick on him, at least. Just while Gabriel's covering, you need that little bit extra pace. And I think Skelly, because I think Newcastle, like they have been doing, they're going to be pushing the ball out there constantly. So you've got to cover off them runs early, because as soon as that crowd gets a little bit of luck on that side, they're going to be up for it, you know. And you've got to silence them straight away. And in midfield is actually Zubimendi, Rice, so a little bit more solid than my next lineup. So you've got that little bit of backup around Skelly, yeah? So Zubimendi, Rice, and then in front of them, Eze, of course. I want him in that 10. I want him in the 10. I think we all do now. This is the game where you go, okay, it's a big game against a tough side. This is your average opponent, kind of Champions League level, kind of up there. We need you to perform in these kind of games. So I want him to have the opportunity in this game against Newcastle. And sort of in attacking roles, Saka, Martinelli, and Gyökeres. Done. That's how it should be. I'm thinking you've got that stability behind Eze to obviously cover off anything that's kind of going there. There's a lot of defense there. We know this. But Eze can offer more of the attack and spreading the ball around a bit more, finding those over the top balls, because I reckon that's going to be a bit more of our key this season. If we're putting in Gyökeres more, we need to play to his abilities, and he likes those balls to run in off. So I think that Eze can just ship the ball out. Martinelli likes to run into space, throwing the ball out again. And Saka likes it to feet. So, and he likes to run onto the ball, but he likes it more to feet, and he can cut inside, and then he can work with Eze a bit more. That's my starting lineup that I think we're probably going to go for. If not, I can see the three in midfield again of Moreno, Zubimendi and Rice, only because this is the kind of game where it might work. And just to cover off theirs of Tonali, Bruno and Joe Linton, like, you need to cover that off. And you can either work against it or you can work kind of with it. And my other lineup is a bit, won't surprise a couple of people, but maybe something a little bit different. So the other lineup I'm going to go for is Raya in goal, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel and Calafiori at the back, only because in this formation, it's a little bit more open. You got Zubimendi just in front of the defense, and then you've got Eze and Nwaneri playing together. And then basic front line, Saka, Gyökeres and Martinelli. Just a couple of changes, only because I feel like Nwaneri can get back. I'm not saying he's going to beat Elanga for pace, and I'm not saying Rice can't get back, because we know he's like a Trojan horse. But Martinelli especially can cover off Calafiori a bit more. I just feel like it would be a bit more, okay, you can run. We're going to trust in Calafiori in the back line. That's fine, you know. But in more attacking midfield options, ballers, that's what I want. To just play against it. All right, you can have the midfield strength, but we're not going to be playing like that. We're going to be knocking it around you. And two attacking midfielders, creators, feeding these three guys up top, we might have to go. That's kind of a squad that's more, we'll go bang for bang. Like, if you bang a couple, we're going to bang more. Like, that's what I hope that says about that starting lineup. And obviously then you've got any of these options that are coming off the bench, like any of the ones that are not making the starting. You can have Nwaneri off the bench. And I want to see Dauman. I want to see Dauman in this game, because last time he played, he came on against Newcastle. He had a really, really good couple of minutes, and he's got really tricky feet to play against. That's why I went for that other, my second starting 11's a bit more trickier with the feet, I think. So that's where Dauman can come in, 15 minutes towards the end. If we're winning the game like 2-0 or something, come on and do what he does. But you got a lot of these options off the bench as well. And then you got Moreno that can come in for Gyökeres. He's not playing already in midfield. He can come on up front, for a bit. Target man, just keep throwing in the ball. So in that respect, you can play him in to come on in CM. So it's a tough one, of course, this game, how you're going to play it, because we've all had our bits to say about the three in midfield and things like that. But this is the kind of game you might go and play it, because it's going to be a tough game. But I feel like as well, it sounds silly, but I think crowds are getting more livelier, especially when we're more reactionary to a goal. And St. James's Park is a loud place to go. And you've got to silence the crowd early, get a couple of goals in early, or get that one goal in, then their heads go down a little bit. So it's just like Anfield in that respect. You've got to quiet the crowd down, keep them quiet for 20 minutes, and then they slow down, in terms of that, in terms of the team, their team is once you cover off that midfield, and I know they got strikers scoring at the minute, but I think once you cover off that midfield, it's just a target man. And I always say Waltman. He's a massive target man. He's slow, so he's not really going to have balls coming in like he's running onto him a lot. He's going to have these. They're going to be throwing in the ball, throwing it in for a header, and he's most likely going to get on the end of it because he's a big lad. I believe our defense only letting in 2 goals this season, so that's amazing. And we just got there is enough there in our defense. We don't really need to play defensive, I don't think, because they're going to play is on the counter, push it to Elanga, and he's going to bomb up the wing, or they're going to throw it into their big man, and the rest of the team have to play off of him. Whereas we can actually play out a little bit, not try to go band for band in midfield, because we'll end up with more injuries. If we don't, brilliant, go for it. But I feel we don't need to risk it. They're already falling to pieces. I think Joe Linton's had a bit of a spell out. I think Tonali's had a spell out. I don't think Bruno has. I think he might have just come back from injury against Liverpool. No, he's playing a full game. So that way of playing is all right, but if it's if you're the one that's hitting the other players, you're not probably going to get injured as much. But if you're coming together, then there might be a couple more injuries for us. But like I said, it's a must win tomorrow. Must win. I don't want nothing else but a win. I said this last weekend, but you know, it was what it was, and that proved we should be playing football for 45 minutes, getting the game won, or for 90 minutes, but getting the game won first, and then looking defensive, not completely covering off the game from the start and whistle. I know it worked, but it doesn't, because even us against Haaland, it doesn't matter. It didn't work. So for me, it's better to get the game won first and then rest up. Not trying to figure out the team. Play how we're going to play. Don't be scared. Go for it, Arteta. And I think the fans will go, okay, we're not that strong then, are we? If it doesn't come off. But at least you've gone for it, won the game, and then you make the substitutions where you want to go defensive or see off a game, but you invite the pressure then anyway. And a lot of teams are scoring late because there's a lot more balls going in the box, even though Arsenal got bantered for being the set piece FC and all this. Like, now every team's doing it. So we've got to be careful of it happening to us. And I think we should just go. Personally, it's a tough one. I would go for my second squad. I think Nwaneri's earned a spot to go, okay, here's your opportunity against, I'm not saying they're a top side, they're a Champions League side now, okay, missing one of their strikers. How do you perform against these guys? And you ask him the question. If he doesn't perform that well, then he knows his kind of position in the squad. And then the fans can't keep giving it off like, this is it, this is him, he should be here all the time. Because remember, he's still a young man. He's got a lot of development. We need players now. So it's, for me, you got to, okay, here's your opportunity against a good side with a good squad around you. What can you do for me? And if you can't do it, then you know that where the pecking order is. And then you know that it's got to be Eze, right at the minute, Eze, Zubimendi and Rice, you know? But that's basically my match preview. It's a must win. Like I said, I'll be live tomorrow before the game and during the game on YouTube. Obviously, you could probably see the notification now. So if you stick the notifications on, then you'll know when I'm going live. It should be about half an hour before. And if you could, guys, smash the like button. And if you could, just leave us a couple of comments if you want. And yeah, that's been my match review. I hope to see you tomorrow.